Okay, first clip is a AI-generated beer commercial. This was 100% made using artificial intelligence tools, and a lot of people are saying, could this be the future of advertising? Let me show it to you now. This is advertising a beer brand, and you can tell that it's not a real advert by the fingers, by the way that they're drinking it. The faces are a bit contorted. There's a little bit of creepiness when you watch this. You can tell it's not real, but it does pose an interesting question. As this tech innovates, as it gets better, as it gets faster, will we be able to tell the difference in the not so distant future between AI generated commercials and ones shot on a camera like that? Which scares me as somebody that does this for a living, right? Could I be replaced by an AI program? But interesting to see, companies start to adopt this. Coca-Cola have just started to integrate AI into their advertising as well. Obviously, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's easier. It replaces the need for actors and humans to be there, for camera people to be there. So it poses a lot of very interesting questions, right? Joe, when you see that clip, what's your reaction and your thoughts on the AI generated advert, mate?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you can see in that clip, it's obviously not there yet. I like the flames that are going up in the middle. But you can imagine if it does become cheaper and it is good enough, that people will move to that, companies will move to that. And then, well, one thing you could predict also, that maybe there'll be like a counter trend of some companies trying to stand out by actually making the ads in real life. Like, Christopher Nolan is famous for not using CGI in his films. Yeah. The equivalent of that in advertising, everyone's using AI. We're not. We're special,
Yeah.
Another trend, I guess, could be that they can more personalize ads. So,
yes.
If I know data about you, Alfie, you like podcasts, you like tech, I'm going to create a special ad about this car just for you, about how you can listen to podcasts in this car, and it's perfect for you.
Could be instantly generated.
Yeah.
You, based on your likes, based on your algorithm, based on what you're interested in on social media, that data that's then sold to advertisers, a custom version of each ad which sells something to you, could be made. And when we start entering the world of AR, and when we have glasses where you can everything without a glasses is a QR code, but put the glasses on and then it changes automatically to an advert which is generated just for you, we start entering like Black Mirror, really interesting territory, right? And where this could go. But I mean, I agree with what you're saying. The backlash could be there, but I think as it's cheaper, as it's easier, as it's faster, companies probably will start to adopt to this as their way of marketing new products and services. John, what's your perspective when you see the AI generated beer commercial, mate?
So the first thing that struck me was the social cost.
Okay.
i.e. now even jobbing actors are going to have struggling to get work.
Yeah.
So there is that social cost to it. But my main thought about it was that that's an advert just as an idea, and it's a one size fits no one sort of advert. It's not really selling anything to anyone, but what it's showing is with the knowledge about everyone that all these companies have got, how they can really now personalise adverts exactly to you.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the starting thing. So I suddenly thought now it might be that a beer company can work out and find out what sort of day I've had or what day of the week.
That's a great
what
idea.
my mood is, am I predictably in? Therefore it could tune the advert to me.
At that specific time, this is when you usually, open your beer, and now that's when we hit him.
Yeah. It's warm. It's warm. It's Thursday. John's been working. He's going to fancy. He's going to fancy this brand.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I mean, I like how both of you have gone to personalization when it comes to AI, because clearly, how easy it is to generate, not just text, not just pictures, but now video using generative artificial intelligence. The personalization is obviously where it goes when it comes to advertising, right? And interesting to see that happens. A lot of people are like saying this is not, and you mentioned the backlash, but other people are saying it's not good because of it takes away the creativity, the art. We have award shows for advertisements. I mean, like, what's going to happen to those if people are just making AI or to create it? Somebody the other day won I think it was like the photograph of the year, and they won a huge competition for it. And then after they won it, they put their hand up and said, "Look, this picture doesn't exist. I just made it with DALL-E. It was made in AI." And then it was like, should they take away the award? What happens then? So what are your views on like the creativity side of this? Is that good? Is that bad? What do you think, Joe?
Well, I think you still need creativity. Like with the way the tools are at the moment, you still need someone to tell the AI what the scene should be, what the design should be. So there is still creativity there. I mean, maybe in the far future that will change, but for now, I guess what you're valuing and those jobs will look a bit different, but you still need someone to come up with the design and direction of the ad.
Yeah. So the creativity changes. It's no longer about the directing. It's no longer about the painting, about the art. It's more about the prompting. And I'm starting to see prompts engineer as like an actual job title starting to come up, which is interesting. Like, what would it replace developers and we'd just have prompters in the future as well. So who knows? What's your take, John, on the creativity side of the equation?
I think with the advent of all computer graphics, the creativity's been an evolving point now probably for 30 years since they first started working out what a JPEG was. Right, so I look at my photos over my years and you realise they've been mended all over the place, right? And that's been a creative thing from my point of view, perspective. So I think it's just going to change. The creativity will change and people will adapt to it. And it literally on, even if it is just, if we someone say set the sun at 30 degrees, right, at this angle, at this brightness, it will make that face glow. So that's how I see it. It's still going to need human ingenuity because someone's still got to be able to tune into what's going to emote the human.
Sure. I guess what you both are saying is like it could replace jobs for actors, for directors, for editors, but it creates jobs for people that are having to do this new type of creativity to create commercials and not just adverts, but pretty soon you'll be able to type in, hey, I want to watch this type of TV show with these type of people, I want this to happen, and it will create a movie, it will create a TV show for you, and it will completely transform entertainment. I mean, who knows if Netflix will be a thing in a couple of years, if people can just type in what they want and then watch that, and it's all personalized to you based on your interests. Do you see that being a thing? Could that make sense to you?
Yeah, I think it's quite exciting, If you're like, oh, this is the TV show I want, make it for me. And then you can get exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I guess you wonder if someone else will be doing that for you. Like you just give them, they have like Netflix have your data and they say, okay, we know this is what you want versus you actually creating it yourself. Those are a bit different. I'm not sure which of those it will kind of end up being. Possibly maybe the one where someone else is doing it for you, because that's...
Yeah, it's easier, isn't it? Like you don't want to be doing the work. You want it all to sit there. I just want to sit there and then it's like a TikTok feed of just giving you what you want. It's all AI created, and then based on what you're watching the most, it will show you more of that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, do you think, John, this could bleed into other mediums and not just, adverts, commercials? Do you see what we're describing potentially being a reality?
I think it's just a continuation of where we've been and going.
Yeah.
I watch Netflix, I watch films. I don't know how much is computer generated anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what's fact, what's fiction.
You don't care. You just want the entertainment, right?
I just watch things and I'm bowled over by it. Yeah. I'm mesmerised, but I don't overinterpret how it's been formed. So I just think that, and if someone's going to use their creative nous and the technology is going to help them, we're the winner.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the end user is the one that will benefit from all of this at the end of the day. Some companies maybe not, but the end user especially.